Welcome to another edition of Beneath the Surface with Scott Gibson. Uranium, Big Bang or damp squib? Does the wait-and-see approach create an opportunity for the metal? Mickey Fulp of the Mercenary Geologist and Scott Gibson sat down to discuss. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Scott Gibson with Beneath the Surface. I'm here again with Mickey Fulp of the Mercenary Geologist. He's an analyst for geology and mining exploration. Thanks for being with us, Mickey.
Thanks, Scott. Good to talk to you once again.
Thanks for being here. I wanted to ask you a little bit about uranium. You know, it's been a sort of a hot topic with what's happened in Japan and the tsunami and the pullback that we've experienced. You've been following uranium for a number of years, and just want to get your take on what you think the effect that's going to have going forward, sort of now and in the next little bit.
Well, the tsunami and earthquake in Japan was a huge natural disaster. We're looking at something on the order of 25,000 plus people dead and missing. It affected 4 reactors at Fukushima. Those will never produce electricity again. They will be entombed. So the fallout from this, pun intended, has been there have been low levels of radiation released, much less than you and I got when we boarded planes and came to this conference. But there will be delays in licensing new plants. There will be safety reviews, but the bottom line is we still use 30% more uranium every year than we mine. We're looking at demand destruction about 3% right now with 18 plants worldwide shut in. So.
Well, and you mentioned sort of the changes, the impact this might have on the various different governments. There's been a lot of talk about, well, how are they going to go back and reevaluate that? What's that going to do to the government's plan in the plans in the major countries where they're looking at doing more expansion on the uranium side? What's your take on that?
Well, I think countries that were behind nuclear full bore will continue to be, and those are the ones that are really driving the market. That would be China, Russia, India, South Korea, and to a lesser degree, but a very important part of that would be the United States, which uses about 25% of the uranium, or even 30% of yearly uranium. But what you will see, and we've seen that, Japan shut down 11 reactors. 4 of those, as I've said, will never produce electricity again, but we would expect the other 7 to come back online. It may affect Japan's efforts going forward in nuclear. Germany, which is a host to a very anti-nuclear sentiment to begin with, has shut down 11 reactors. But they get 30% of their electricity from nuclear, so how are they going to replace that? You add it all up, we will have some demand destruction, but we still have a shortfall of uranium. We need new uranium mines to come on stream.
Well, yeah, supply-demand fundamentals, a driving factor in the markets. You fall back on that and make your base decisions on that. What do you think in sort of the interim, in terms of market sentiment? It seems like everyone's sort of wait-and-see approach, or there's a lot of a wait-and-see approach when it comes to uranium stocks. Is that creating an opportunity, which is kind of how I see it, or is it something that you feel that maybe it's going to take a certain period of time, 6 months or so, until it makes more sense to become?
Well, I agree with you. This is an opportunity. I think we're both come from a sort of a contrarian nature. So we would look at crises and never let a good one go to waste, and look at that as a buying opportunity, perhaps with stink bids on stocks that have very strong fundamentals. That's the way I look at it. That said, yes, we're going through a period of uncertainty right now. I am picking up a couple of uranium companies as they show weakness. I think we're probably a couple of years out before we may see the valuations that we saw pre this crisis in Japan.
And what kind of companies, like in general, what kind of areas or regions or stages of development are you looking at when you're investing or speculating in some of these junior uranium companies?
That's a great question, because I will accept little geopolitical risk in the uranium sector. So I play in the Athabasca Basin of Canada, and I play in South Texas, Wyoming, and New Mexico in the good old United States, because all those areas are uranium-friendly jurisdictions. They have past production. They will have new capacity and new production coming on. So I look, to go on with a little bit further in your answer, I look for advanced explorers, developers, and new companies, newly producing uranium companies.
Well, and that makes sense. That production is the key. Being in a location where they have produced before, where they're coming into the potential to be in production in the next year or two, that kind of time frame, you can have a lot of opportunity there, especially where stocks have pulled back in the recent last month or two. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I first went bullish on uranium in January of '09, so I was a year and a half early, and I may be a year and a half early again here by picking. But patience is a virtue in this business. Pick a good, strong company with fundamentals that will basically weather any storm we have, and just wait on it. And so that's what I'm choosing to do.
Right, makes a lot of sense. Thanks very much for being with us, Mickey. Again, that's Mickey Fulp, the Mercenary Geologist. My name is Scott Gibson. It's Beneath the Surface. Thanks for being with us.
You can email us your feedback or questions to bts@kitkogibson.com. Thank you for watching.